Today's first post was made by u/AFK14. There's enough sperm sitting in donation centers to impregnate every adult woman on Earth. If men disappeared tomorrow, the human race would continue. I've heard the argument, I think everyone who's on the internet has heard the argument like, oh, if men disappeared, women would just use that bone marrow technology that people discovered. I think that's what it was. I think it was bone marrow. And just recreate people. And but didn't those like experiments not work? Like, I'm not okay for this. It would work, but for how long? How long is sperm good for? Like, is it good indefinitely? And even if it is good indefinitely, wouldn't you just have more men? Because statistically, you're not just gonna have female babies. You're gonna have male babies, right? So even if all men disappeared tomorrow, they would all come back within 9 months, or at least half of them would, because why wouldn't they? Like, getting rid of them now does nothing later. Also, you're getting rid of like half the people on Earth, which is like half the jobs and half like of everything that you're just getting rid of, like farmers, like construction workers, like politicians. I mean, maybe you don't need politicians, but you're getting rid of half of everyone, which just does not sound smart to me. But you do you. You do you. You also sound like my English teacher. No, correction. You sound like every English teacher. Fucking annoying. Our next post made by you/can't get this to work is making people solve a captcha to start a car would probably cut DUIs by half. This may be true, but what about the people who can't do captchas? Like, what about the people who just can't do them? Like, they don't work in their head, and someone's going to take, like, 20 minutes to start their car when you need to get to the hospital, like, right now. So I think this is a terrible idea. Like, maybe after, like, hours, maybe if it's a certain, like, system, maybe your car has to, like, check your breath before you do it, and maybe that would work. But also, for this captcha thing, what if, not if what if you can't do it, but like what if it glitches out like mid-drive? Like, what if you're on a highway and it glitches out and it stops your car completely? Like, what could that happen? Or what if it glitches out and you can't start your car at all? Then your car just doesn't work. So you're kind of screwed at that point. What are you going to do? Next post. Today's next post is made by you/1000 Huzzahs. Microwaves have buttons for popcorn and potato that are completely useless but don't have a silent mode/mute button for people just trying to heat up a Hot Pocket at 3 in the morning. First of all, 1. The popcorn button is not useless. Potato button, useless. Popcorn, though. Popcorn is very useful, especially for people who like popcorn, like me. You just hit the popcorn button and it pops it perfectly, usually. Sometimes it messes up, but usually perfect popcorn all the time. Like, best popcorn, other than like actual like movie popcorn. Like, some of the best popcorn I've ever had is from hitting that popcorn button. And second of all, the person who made this definitely does not know how microwaves work, because it has to make, like, that's the noise that it makes when it's like spinning it and heating it. So there's not really a way you could mute it. I mean, you could probably make it quieter if it was less intense, but then you'd have to turn the intensity down, and then it would take like 15 minutes to cook your Hot Pocket, which usually takes 1 minute and 45 seconds, which is the exact time that you need to heat up one Hot Pocket. I would like to make that known. Anyways, on to the next post. Our next post is made by you/vocal_1. If humans had tails like animals, we would 100% have accessories for them, like piercings, coverings, etc. We definitely would, because they would probably get cold. I mean, I imagine it would be like ears. Like, not like earmuffs, but you'd have like a tail cover, I guess. I don't know about piercings, because I think that's just weird. Like, why would you have a piercing there? Like, I feel like that's a really inconvenient spot for you to get piercing. Also, if we had tails, would we cover them? Would it be considered like bad if you had a tail out? I'm not talking like furry tails. I'm talking like if people had actual like rat tails or like cat tails. Would it be considered like degenerative to have it out, like when you're just walking around, or would it be a normal thing to have out? Like, would it be like walking around with no pants out on if you had them out? I don't know. That's just food for thought, I guess. Our fifth post was made by Airy Rice. Airy Rice, I think that's how you say it. The most commonly occurring tasteless substances, water and air, were likely made tasteless by our brains evolutionary because we ingest them so much that we would get annoyed, that our taste would annoy us to death. This might be true for water. I don't know about air. I doubt air has a taste unless you're like in an area with high pollution. I guess high population equals high pollution, so I'm right. But I don't think air has ever had a taste. But is this also like if the wind is not very strong, you don't hear it? Is that because our brains have blocked it out over the years, or is that because is it just because it doesn't have any sound? Like, I don't know. More food for thought. Yay. Food for thought with tired typos. That's what this show is going to be called now. Next post. Our next post was made by you/PhoenixIsMe. Undo doesn't really get the appreciation it deserves. I completely agree with this. Undo is the best command on a keyboard of all time, ever. Especially for like video editing, when I put together these videos. If I were to accidentally delete a clip and it was gone, I would have to search through all of my files again because of the video editor that I use. I would have to scroll through all of my files to find it again, and that is just a pain. So undo is the best thing ever because it's just amazing. Anyways, on to the next post. Our next post was made by you/Fly Like A Lemming. If birds are the descendants of dinosaurs and we can train birds of prey like falcons, then it's totally possible to train a dinosaurs. Great grammar, Reddit. But yeah, I saw this post and I only added it here because I want to make a comment about How to Train Your Dragon. I love those movies. They're amazing. So if someone were to make a live action How to Train Your Dragon with birds, I would be super stoked. Because, I mean, dinosaurs are kind of like dragons, you know. That's the only reason I want to talk about this one. Other than that, it's kind of a shit post. Anyways, next post. Our next post is made by you/Villamiter? Villamiter, I think that's how you say it. Little Caesars is a true hero with $5 pepperoni pizza for the last 25 years. I'm pretty sure they upped that to $6 pepperoni pizza, 1. And 2, Little Caesars is nasty. Just nasty. Like Little Caesars, Papa John's, they're both disgusting. And if you disagree, you can leave because I'm right and I know I'm right. I needed to get that out of the way. Little Caesars is so gross. It's not even worth $5. It's worth like $1.50, maybe like $1.50, like max. That's all it's worth. For our final post today, it was made by you/the most the most the most elegant sin. I can't read. It's because all the words are like, there's no spaces, so it's hard to read. Anyways, it's called The Older You Get, The Older Is. I kind of disagree. I think the older the average person get is the older is. Because if average people start living to like 120, then you're not going to be considered old till you're like 70. And you're going to be considered young if you die at like 50. So I don't think it's the older you are. I think it's the older the average person is. Because like if you ask your parents what old is, and maybe it is based on the person. Because I think if you ask what a teenager what old is, they're going to say like 50 and up. If you ask like an adult like 30 years old what old is, they're probably going to say like 70. If you ask a 7-year-old what old is, they're either going to say me or like 80. And there's not really much to go up from there because the average person lives to like 76, I think. So if you're making it to 80, you're old, and you should know that. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today because school, and I'm tired, and I have to get up at 5:45 a.m. But hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay in school if you're still in school, and remember to stay thrifty. Bye-bye.